Tuesday morning, everyone. Welcome to the Foolish Tech Show.
Hello.
We're here to support you with any of our software or any questions technical-wise you may have, or just discuss with us randomly. You can join our IRC chat at foolishtechshow.com. You can watch the stream there as well. Otherwise, we're just going to talk some random stuff probably. So,
Go ahead.
I had an interesting YouTube comment that I wanted to point out here real quick. Someone commented on the original D7 config, Custom Maps Explained, and he talks about there not being documentation, which I linked to the online manual, which we do have an original online manual for anyone that's using our Christmas present out there. You can check this page out. But the other thing is he couldn't watch the video and had to cut it off because it was unnarrated, like it was unscripted and just off the cuff. And he said the constant and uhs just couldn't take anymore. So
I can't take any more of it when I hear him.
I know. But I ended up responding to him and letting him know that our d7II does have a pretty well scripted one based off our training webinars that we did with the DMZ starter stuff. And then I also threw in at the end, there still may be some ums and uhs though, because we're all techs, not public speakers. Is that too much, or should we leave that off?
I would leave. I don't know, man. I'm not involved. Don't involve me.
It's YouTube, though. And I mean, I still do ums and uhs. It's a lot of things to go over, and so many different directions you can take it. You have to and sometimes.
Well, that was interesting. So, I wanted to get, is Glenn in with us? Is Glenn in with us?
No.
No, not yet. Okay, well, we do have a pod story of the day.
He said it twice, 3 times.
I'll say it some more too. I'm sure.
Last sentence, and then, like you said it like 10 times, and then, like
I don't know about you guys, but I get paid by the so. But at any rate, there is.
Well, I'm still the king of so.
So anyway, the Raspberry Pi, this is a neat little, tiny little thing. I don't necessarily think this is a good use for a Pi necessarily, but it was interesting, and it's related to Nick, what you were talking about with talking to the FCC and complaining about your bandwidth and basically getting them to take responsibility for the services that they provide. Well, this little project will turn your Raspberry Pi and make it automatically tweak when your network connection gets too slow. And I'll go ahead and copy a link like that in. Let's see, does that get in? Yeah, hopefully. Okay, so there is that for our Pi story for today. Not too terribly interesting, but
Shouldn't you be sitting in front of your webcam?
No, the laptop is. I use this chair for the laptop.
And are you saying more now, or am I just noticing it more?
We're all just hypersensitive to it at this point.
No, I think Michael does say a whole lot.
Yeah, I do. So Windows 10 is now a recommended update for Windows 7 and 8.1 users. Proctor, does this have any impact on you and your customers?
Proctor's not here.
Oh, well, darn it.
Watching the show, you know.
Way to be observant.
Okay, well, hopefully Proctor can get us some information on whether or not any of his customers are complaining about that issue. But I imagine that's going to affect some of us out there today. So, or maybe not today, but just in the near future or whatever. So, just something to keep in mind about. I guess I'll post a link to that as well.
Here's another Raspberry Pi story. So, Comcast customer was upset about not getting the
Same story.
listed.
Yeah. I think it is. It sounds exactly like it. But I wanted to also, since Johnny's so quick to point out who I'm not seeing, I do know she is here today, and she had some very important things to share from the Twitterverse and from YouTube.
I did not have anything to share.
Yes. She seems to know some information about the Fine brothers and why they want to trademark the word React.
This one's a much nicer article from Ars Technica that has bar graphs and stuff.
Oh, cool. Thank you. Anyway, I don't know if any of you out there do you like or dislike the fact that it seems far too easy for people to apply for and get frivolous patents and trademarks, for common words and things like that.
I think it's fine. They're not saying you can't use the word. They just want to own it.
You see, I don't see the distinction too much between that little, just, give us credit or whatever. Nobody does this. Nobody takes this sort of legal action unless they plan to.
They have been doing React videos for years.
So you're Mikey?
I guess. I don't know.
I'm not opting Mikey. RTM Tech is with us, and he posted some interesting things about Seagate's being sued over bad hard drives for their 3 terabyte drives, and I'll post those links.
Yeah, let me see that. That's interesting.
And he said he's stayed away.
Gotcha.
He's stayed away from Seagate for years.
Surprisingly, I generally don't consider Seagate to be that reliable, especially in comparison to like Western Digital, which I do hold in a much higher caliber than them. However, I actually am in possession of about, let me see, 3 to 5, or probably 4, 5, at least 4 Seagate 1.5 terabytes, 7200, not 12 or 11 actually, drives. And those guys, surprisingly, some are starting to fail, but I've had them now for probably going on close to 6 years or more, and they've held up. I wouldn't trust them, but
I don't really look at brand names anymore on hard drive. Price point.
It's worth the price.
I've been in the industry for almost 20 years, and I've seen periods where every single manufacturer has had their good times and their bad times. And I've also seen a lot of companies go by the wayside or get bought up by other companies. But, I mean, there was a time when I wouldn't touch a Seagate, a time where I wouldn't touch a Western Digital, a time where I wouldn't touch just about any brand drive. And there's been a time where I've recommended most of them. The only drive that I've consistently not recommended is a Samsung. Samsung makes very good things that don't have moving parts, but not hard. If parts move, Samsung can't do it.
Which is why their phones are terrible, because those have moving parts in them.
Their SSDs are awesome.
Yes, thank you for that one thing. I agree with that as well. But yeah, there are other things, maybe not so much. I do want to mention though that this article on the 3 terabyte failure is mostly going on Backblaze's data, and some people don't believe that that's representative of the actual failure rates. But I would say that they're in a pretty good position to capture data, and assuming that Backblaze doesn't have any other motivation or has, other people's hands in their pockets, I wouldn't be against going by what they say. But then,
he says that Seagate's hybrid was a good concept, which I'm kind of half and half on that whole hybrid SSD hard drive thing.
It was a good idea, but it never matured. In other words, why don't we see like the store shelves filled with them? Because they promise to give you the same performance and most usage scenarios with a whole lot of additional space, and they were never able to fully deliver on that, maybe for the read, but certainly not for the writes to those drives. And they also typically paired them with substandard drives to begin with. They'd stick them with 50, they'd put NAND flash on a 5400 RPM drive. To me, you're mixing, the good, the bad, and the ugly there. It's not, and they limited it to like 120, or no, was it 64? Between like 32 and 64 gigs. It was very small amounts too. And the sustained transfer rates just, for brief periods of time, for a single home user's use, they might see the burst that they're talking about for the performance. But if you're transferring a large file, which I do all the time with my SSDs, you don't want a brief burst of speed at the beginning of a 4 or 8 or 16 or 32 terabyte file. You want it to be consistent speed throughout the entire transfer, and that's never going to happen with one of these hybrid drives. And if they truly had the advantages that they say, they would be all over the place right now, and they're not. The other bad thing is my motherboard supports Sata Express, and it looks like Sata Express is going to go defunct as well. Now, this doesn't really pose a problem because Sata Express slots are backward compatible with SATA.
A new one?
Yeah.
Oh, you got defunct hardware on your new one?
Well, again, it's still SATA ports, but there's never it looks like nobody's going to produce a SATA Express drive right now. I think only Western Digital has a SATA Express drive actually in production, and that was claimed to go in production something like in 2012. And as far as I know, I've never seen it sold anywhere. So that's interesting. I don't know if a lot of you know what SATA Express is about, but I guess I should post a link to that, huh? That's what I'm talking about it.
Yeah, I haven't worked with any of the SATA Express drives. I've
you
worked with the motherboards that have them.
Yeah, you can't find the SATA Express drives. It's impossible as far as I'm aware. Now maybe somebody could give me something.
And the thing about the SATA Express control, the connector, is that it's basically like
power,
ATA controllers, or adapters, and then a funky thing.
Yeah, the funky thing is the power. You don't have power over it.
Yeah, but you can use the two serial ATA ports as just regular serial ATA ports.
Exactly.
I built a system with a lot of DVD drives in it for duplication, and I don't know if it had anything to do with the fact that I was using the serial ATA Express port or not, but I had lots of problems with that system and the DVD drives that were connected to it.
Yeah, no, mine doesn't have any issues with that. They seem to work exactly like traditional SATA ports. I mean, I have no way to test it with its SATA Express function.
Yeah, I never confirmed that was the problem or not. But.
Yeah, I don't think that's an issue. At least it's not expressing itself on my system, and I'm sure you. Was it a Z170 or was it like an X99 or?
I think it was a Z170. No, it wasn't a 170. It was a previous generation.
So X99 or 97 or Z97 maybe.
Yeah, it was a 97 or 99, I think.
Yeah, the 99s are the really high ones, but for the.
It was like the first one that came out.
Okay. So yeah, I'll just guys give you the wiki here. I thought that this might become something, but it doesn't look like it has. And if it hasn't yet, I don't think it will. Brantley, is our set okay? I was going to probably get into
What?
Okay, my RC window didn't like me for some reason.
I'm thinking of a couple reasons. While he's doing that, another interesting thing, especially related to the SSD prices dropping after the tsunami affecting the hard drive industry, is it didn't copy that for some reason. Let me get that. So GE is going to stop making the CFL light bulbs, and they're saying that's because LEDs are better, which I'm very excited about. But basically, those curly Q light bulbs are going to go out now because, GE is probably the largest manufacturer of those type of things. So if they stop making them, they're going to drop off the store shelves fairly quickly, I imagine. And LEDs are now going to start coming down into a much nicer price point. It's ridiculous right now that I'm paying $4 for a light bulb, but
Walmart Great Value brand has an LED light bulb for like $2.60.
Still, though, a light bulb should be like 30 cents.
Yeah, I agree. But I mean, the CFLs weren't that cheap, or they? I mean, they're maybe under $2. I don't know.
Well,
bought one in a long time.
The CFLs, the power company is here at least. Duke Energy or Duke Power is giving those away. So if you have an account with them, you can sign up on their website and get free CFL light bulbs for your entire house, basically.
Well, don't they have mercury in them?
I don't know.
Or
compact fluorescent containing mercury. Let's see.
It may be, because I know fluorescent's never been something you want to break. And
yeah, I'm pretty sure there's issues with disposing of them. Like I just have a bag of bad CFLs. I don't know what to do with. I don't want to throw them in the landfill. But
I think the landfill is supposed to properly take care of them if you actually take them there.
Our government seems to have a link on this very issue. I'll try to post it. EnergyStar.gov.
Yeah, they do have mercury in them.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I could take them to the hazardous waste disposal place, but that requires a drive. So I'm just sitting on a box of dead bulbs.
And I guess that's my biggest thing. Those LEDs should be much, much cheaper. I mean, they're extremely cheap parts.
Yeah, I don't understand why they're expensive either. I guess just because they can be.
Yeah, I think that's exactly why. It's because they're new and improved, and they do save you a lot of money in the long run, so it is worth it. Johnny was saying she read something about them being worse, though. Johnny, do you have any more information on that, or
worse than what?
Sorry, I wasn't listening. I was on the phone with a customer.
Yes.
The LED light bulbs being worse, you said?
Yeah. I don't know for a fact because I never did any testing, but I am big into watching YouTube, and they hooked the light bulb up to the counter, like the electricity counter outside, and they turned on a regular light bulb and it didn't hardly move, but they turned on a LED light bulb and it was moving really fast. I don't know. I didn't hear.
Do you have a link to that YouTube?
Let me hold on.
What kind of counter are you talking about?
Like the counter that's outside that the meter reader reads.
Oh, I got you.
Oh, the meter, yeah. That my mom, yeah, for electricity. My mom.
You saying they were using more electricity than an incandescent?
Yeah.
See,
wow.
But okay, you do understand that that's taking the entire power consumption of your entire house, and is not representative of a single unit, and so, you have to keep everything else controlled, and just have the exact number of things on at the same time, and have the right.
Yeah, if they were using their house one for that, I don't agree with that. But if they were using like an actual counter in line,
right here. It's right here. I just posted it.
Let's see.
Watch it.
The biggest thing though is that they are supposedly rated at lower wattage usage, which wattage usage is that counter. Like CFLs are around usually 18 to 25 or so, and LEDs are normally around like the 3 to 8 range wattage usage.
Just watch the video. I feel like I told you this last week, and we're just not talking about it.
Yeah, because we were talking about other light bulb stuff.
Oh. The design of the thing is just a meter and the light bulb thing. So it's nothing else in the house plugged into it.
Yeah, it's a power source, meter, and light bulbs.
That's really not the best way to test this. don't think that was the best way.
All I'm saying is, last month we used.
Oh, and he's using some like generic brand power LED from Lights America.
There's other videos about it. It's not just that one.
Anyway.
It's only because Brantley doesn't like to be wrong, so he has to point out all the flaws in something to make him seem right.
Oh, I learned that about him a long time ago. Yeah.
Well,
It's not true.
Well, I mean,
I'm not wrong, and y'all don't like
people could use less electricity.
Yeah, I'm not. I just want to. Ooh, can I harvest the mercury and resell it from CFLs?
You're not even supposed to touch it.
Are you going to be making thermometers?
Mercury has industrial uses, doesn't it? Lots of things.
For injecting fish?
It's yummy.
Yeah, tell that to the Mad Hatter. Yeah.
Alright, well, we can't all just watch LED videos.
It is pretty entertaining.
Oh, there's even a. Hold on. Yay, Mad Hatter disease.
Speaking of LED lights, this one makes me feel like I'm super. Telephone call.
So, apparently, Fujitsu just achieved a breakthrough on wireless transmissions. 56 gigabits per second over a wireless transmission.
Yeah, and does this microwave you and cook you while it transmits that data at that speed, or what?
From the first picture on that article, it looks like your phone explodes with apps. Like, you don't want to have that pointed at your face while you're using this technology.
Oh, yeah. Where was that link? Let me see that. Oh, those damn British. Fujitsu achieves record 56 gigabits per second. Yeah, the phone is exploding with apps. No, it's not different. Let me see how they do it. Frequencies located between 30 and 300 gigahertz. Wow. So millimeter wave frequencies vary. See, that's the problem with millimeter waves. They don't go very far, so I'm a little unclear how they're getting this over a large area.
Wow, and NonSec is also hacking into drones, although they're hacking into NASA drones, which is not quite as high profile as the Israeli drones, I don't feel. But
well, the Dutch police are training bald eagles to take down drones, so, I mean, you know.
I thought it was vultures.
Some places doing vultures, but they're also doing other birds as well, including bald eagles.
Bald eagles are endangered. You can't put their lives at risk fighting.
Not in Germany, apparently. In Germany, it's okay. I can't read German, so I'm having a hard time understanding the details of these, but
they apparently released a bunch of videos and data from it, as well as tried to crash a $200 million drone in the Pacific.
Who's that group?
A non-sec is like the evolution of all those other lulsec and things like that, I think.
Okay, so This is the German. You might have to translate it, though, folks. But that's the police birds. Very interesting video there. Or not video. Picture, rather. There's the video. Yeah. Ooh. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, definitely check out that. The birds catching drones. That's pretty cool. Let's see what else is going on in the world. So there was a big, I don't know, we're going to be, I don't know if everyone out there is aware, but Crypto Prevent, there's a particular problem with the beta protection. It can often cause Microsoft's click-to-run applications to fail, to launch, because of I don't know, things that Microsoft does. But Nick understands that and has been doing a lot of research recently and may have something for us that could allow us to use the beta protection, take it out of beta because it won't have that drawback, and provide additional protection for Crypto Prevent users out there.
Have you already done testing on that? Is that why you're announcing that to the world?
No. But I would like, I think that's something very exciting, and if that's confirmed, we will be doing that. I think. I just wanted to share with them that we're trying to make the best of the Crypto Prevent H8 launch, and because last we had talked, we were still going to be leaving that in beta stage, but largely replaced with the folder watch. But this may allow us the best of both worlds.
It just seems kind of weird that you would announce something like that without any testing yet, and it just being a theory and idea. But anyway,
It's a wish list.
Last night, I sent a message before going to bed, an instant message. Hey guys, new Kill 'Em All build. Can anyone test with the click to run Office installation to see if it'll restart a process?
I don't have a click to run installation is the problem. So does anybody, Proctor, do you have that ability?
That's why Michael's
Not
running
that I
his
can
mouth
think
this
so
morning,
off my
because he knows anything.
head.
yeah, that's what I was.
I explained a little bit more in the message that I rewrote a function that there launches other apps.
Doesn't it happen with just regular Office, not just the click to run builds?
No, it shouldn't.
Yeah, I've never seen it happen with a version of 2010, for instance. Even though 2010 can be click to run.
I thought last night you said only Office 2013 could be click to run.
That's
that was one of your like, I don't have it. It's only 2013.
Yeah, I know, but that's apparently not completely true. That's in 2010. It was at least optional in 2010, I believe.
Yeah.
I gotta look into that a little bit more. But
Do have Office on here. So you updated Crypto Prevent right now for that?
no, it's just Kill 'Em All. You'll need to check it with Kill 'Em All.
What?
He updated Kill 'Em All with the code, and we can test it out with Kill 'Em All, and then if that works, we'll put it into Crypto Prevent.
I'm back.
So just see if it'll restart it from there.
I believe that's what he was suggesting, yes. Yeah, so So there's either an MSI-based Office 2010 installation or click to run 2010 installation. If anybody has any additional experiences on that, please share it with us. And Shuk had a question. He says, using my SFX Mini, the tools and scripts items did not come over. Is this expected?
Have you made sure that your config with those changes were uploaded?
Tools.
Yeah, because
The scripts I think have to be. I'm not sure. I think they have to be like in the config folder, the script subfolder. I'm not sure. I'd have to double check. But the tools, the third-party tools, that doesn't. It gets recreated and downloaded on the fly. All of that stuff, but it doesn't.
But did you upload, Shuk?
yeah, if you save the config, that's uploading it. What
Have you changed? This wouldn't have anything to do. We've had people change stuff. This wouldn't affect that, would it? Access on the,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because the SFX Mini has your tech password embedded in the config that it's using to download the config that is encrypted with your tech password.
Yeah. So,
I wouldn't bring anything over. I'm not sure where Michael decided to go with that one. So you're saying that the tools and scripts items did not come over. Is that the menus or the actual items that you had under tools and scripts? So I'm thinking it's more related to what Nick was saying about the scripts not being included in the config. Now, so is it I know it takes a minute or two for the feed to catch up, but is it the actual tools? So the items under the menus aren't coming over. I will test that here in just a moment. Let me see if this crypto prevent thing works out, and then I'll check this SFX Mini thing. Because the menu items should always come over. I know those are stored in the config. The actual items themselves may be a different story. But I'm double checking that here.
The tools, they're just custom apps.
So they would be under the user custom apps section.
That is part of it would be part of the config, and it would be downloaded on.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm back again. Phone calls have been crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, give us a moment here, Shuk. I'm checking to see what I have here, if I actually have any under tools of those. Someone else can talk while we're waiting on this.
Oh, I was reading the chat.
Michael, come up with some interesting stuff.
Yeah, sorry.
Has your thing shipped yet?
Well, it's supposed to be on here. They've rescheduled the 8-bit game controller. They rescheduled that for the 3rd, I believe. And let me, if I don't break the...
Don't touch it. You can check your Amazon account on your laptop.
Yeah, why are you doing it on your computer? Get off your computer. You're not allowed
Are
to
we
use your
still live, guys?
It looks like we're still live right now.
Oh, Tank, I just did that one.
Man.
Alright, so I'm testing that, so give me a couple moments here. And there is a reason for that, Shook. Exactly why it sounds like that. Let's see.
The thing wants me to make a new deck again. I can't see the last few things that are said until I make a new.
Save this. We'll call it test.
It won't go away. Why won't it go away?
So what was where's my Amazon? Okay.
Shook is very happy that you're showing yourself now, Johnny. And
Thank
Tank
you, I can
wants to
read.
see you. And Tank, he'd also like to discuss with you some knife sharpening and other camping pack stuff. Go ahead and ask away. I'm sure Tank will respond.
So would you believe that they just sent me an update
I could.
and said that they're not going to be able to deliver it at all?
All?
Yeah, they said that they can't get any more of the game pads.
Nice.
Thank you. I don't know why I decided I would just leave my camera on today. I think it's to prove to some people that I actually do work around here.
It's to prove to
It does
people you
exist,
exist.
not just an artificial intelligence.
Yeah,
That's good.
she was a bot up till recently. Okay, we've taken her out of the tank.
They had to replace me for a while.
So now I'm a little bit unclear what to frickin' do about this controller that I want.
Order it directly from the manufacturer.
Yeah, what is it you're trying to get, Michael?
Nest 30 Pro wireless Bluetooth game controller. They're going up in price too.
Alright, Nick, so it does affect Office 2016 regular. So I am going to try the Kill 'Em All build and see if it allows me to restart it. Is that the correct assumption of what we're testing here?
Yes. You got 0.8.
That's what I'm going to get whatever's in the folder right now.
It's not in the folder. Just run a copy and update it.
Okay, so just download it.
Yeah. Yeah. Or run a copy that you have and update it.
Okay, I don't have one on here already, so to get what's out there. So I think, Shook, you had a question about the best knife or something like that. I said way back when that Tank would be able to give you his suggestions on it.
I don't know what the best knife is. There's a lot of them.
That's why you just bought all of them?
No. No. No, I've got the set that's for like camping and outdoorsy stuff. And then I've got the other set that's for I've got a couple that are just for utility, and then a couple that are just for, just in case I have to do something to something.
Or someone.
That
I
sounded.
wasn't going to say that.
Just in case I have to do something to something.
I cannot confirm.
And never see that something again. And never see that knife again.
Saturday night special.
Alright, Shuk, I'm almost set up here, so we will see what we get from this. New window. Dang it, of course. Of course. Save that. You. So it's about to get up to 70 degrees here again. In the middle of winter.
I think it's in the 70s here.
I know it was supposed to be that way tomorrow here. I'm not sure.
I had to turn the heat off yesterday. It was hot.
It's been nice here for the last several days.
But still, what's up with that? Global warming? Alright. Almost got this test up. We'll see what we have here. Almost got this kill 'em all thing. We'll see what we'll have here. Alright, so you want me to start a office program, kill it, and then restart it with kill 'em all, correct? Alright, I will have to disable beta first.
No, I'm catching up on the IRC Hall. There's the Mora knife. I mean, if you don't want to spend too much money, the buck 119 specials, you usually get those for about $50, and they've got a nice 90-degree spine. I have used it for striking.
Sounds good on the d7II thing. We'd like to hear the other ones, but let me get through these things right now. Yes, that. This d7II is almost started up here. Okay, so those did come over. I'm going to close out of this and we'll go over what I just did here.
Hey, thanks, man.
Minimize this. We'll open this one. Alright, I'll be sharing my screen here in a second, and we'll check out what I just did there and see if this is what you were seeing or what you were going through. And alright, we're started up here. So we're going to share my screen. And alright. So we'll wait for a start up while I'm getting this other one.
Back. Sorry, I was on a phone call.
That's awesome. Don't think that will make a difference. We'll see here. Alright, so we got my screen here. I added some items to the tools and scripts. These are just random custom configuration apps. So those were pulled in by just doing custom apps, and I just picked some user created ones that I have in my list. Those are probably not what you have in your list. Went into tools and scripts and added them, and I'm adding them here again so that you'll see them. So yes, we want to save those, and this one we'll just add some more random ones in here, and we'll save those. Alright, so now we have this list of things in our tools and scripts. Now, since I just changed them, I would want to go back into my cloud portal here. And you can see I created a separate config for this just called test. So we're going to save that to the current cloud config. And got a little message over here saying that it was saved. So we're going to close out of that. And I'm going to end session on this one just because I don't need that one anymore. Now I have a SFX Mini that I created with that same copy of d7II and set it to just prompt me for which config I want to choose. And I'll go ahead and run that. And now I get to choose my config. So I'm going to choose that same test config, download and run. And we'll wait for that to start up here. Nick Killamall did relaunch my Office thing.
Did you start a document? Did you open a document with Office by double clicking on a document from Explorer? Try that.
Okay.
Be sure and shut it down entirely, and then open it.
So start a document from the document, and then
just like start like an already saved document. That way, it gets launched with that document as a command line parameter. So then the goal would be to see if Killamall can then relaunch it as it was originally launched with the same command line parameter to open up the same document, is what I'm saying.
Okay, and let's look at our tools and scripts, and we do have all of our tools and scripts in there. So those all did appear to pull over, at least in the menu side. Were you seeing something different there, Shook? And if so, what were the differences between what I did there and what you were doing?
It's so nice that people can, that they can see you and then, do it and then compare their processes.
Hey, Tyler CompCorrect has joined us.
Oh, very nice. Welcome. So apparently, 8-Bit Dude doesn't sell directly to the public, and they the controller, that Nest 30 Pro controller, by the way, was created after the designer played Castlevania on the system, apparently Castlevania 4 or something. Anyway, I ordered another one.
Where did you find it?
Just another Amazon. See if that fails to come as well, but
It did not launch the document with the command line. Wait, hold on. It just took a long time. It tried to launch it, but it gave me the document recovery, assuming that's because I killed the document with.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Okay. Well, in the command line parameter of the new process that it relaunched, does it have the same bit on the end? I guess it's the new question. Because Kill 'Em All will do that, and it will cause document recovery if that's.
Does it have the what?
Does it have the same? Does the relaunched process have the same command line parameters as it did originally?
Okay, let me see that.
Basically, that will tell us.
Memorize that command line parameter and relaunch. Give it a second to relaunch there. Now, while we wait on you to set that up there, so just so we can show you your custom apps, your user created app configs end up in here. So that is under your config. This gets added. Your menu items go under, is it d7II INI? Okay, so you're seeing it show up there. So yeah, so that's good. Menu items are under sort order. Duh. So those are what all gets copied over. So the menu item should always end up getting copied over. What we were talking about with scripts is scripts. If you put them in the scripts folder, that may not be copied over, but I haven't tested that for sure. So the actual items under scripts may not come over, but let's see if I got the same command line parameter. No. When it relaunched, I got a click to run /service. That's my only relaunch process there.
Mm-hmm.
So when I launched it originally, it said word.exe, then it had a command line parameter with the document name.
Mm-hmm.
When I killed it and relaunched it, all I have running that's being detected at least is, oh no, wait, that would be under allowed program, sorry. Because Kill 'Em All is launching it.
Mm-hmm.
WinWord, yeah, I got the same command line parameter. So yeah, it relaunched it with the same command line parameters.
Potential fix for beta protection.
Sweet, that's awesome. So, all right. So, what were some of your other d7II questions while I have this up and running here? Then
put it to good use.
Yeah. everybody's on the phone right now, apparently. So they're all talking about in chat. Alright, so that was a good run. And yes, your Office 2016 is clicked run, if anybody wanted to know.
Yes.
And while we wait on that, we'll talk about the other bit for why that's an issue. Is right now, if you have maximum beta protection enabled and you have something like Office 2016 or Office 365 or one of the latest Office runs, it has an issue relaunching relaunching the application, because essentially what beta protection does is it takes any running exe or COM file and stops it from running by having its own filtering program run and then relaunch that application after it's checked that exe against the hash definitions. And that is where you will see some issues with some programs not liking to be relaunched that way. But it looks like Nick may have fixed it with his kill 'em all redo, so hopefully we'll see that shortly, sometime, anytime. So good stuff there.
Shoot, just post something.
Alright, he's seeing when he runs dcloud portal merge now, seems most things work, but you got a dialog pop up saying that d7II subscription inactive or unconfirmed. Middle dialog for.
I've seen.
It's the changed tech password. It's not extracting the config. I'm sorry, I haven't been paying attention to anything, and
You might want to. So he's able to extract the config and everything shows up correctly. It's when he launches the dcloud merge now he gets that. Now, is that on a system that doesn't have internet access after you first ran?
Well, he can't.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. You may have to upload, not merge. You may have to upload. The only way you can probably merge is with the old tech password.
The tech password has not been changed. There's nothing with the tech password. I have no idea where Michael was going with that or why.
I heard him say that earlier.
Yeah, it was absolutely, completely out of the blue, random.
I just was my apologies. My apologies for bringing it up. I just wanted to cover all the bases.
He's able to run SFX Mini, and he said he got that on his local machine and the system that he ran the SFX Mini on. So his FXX Mini runs, extracts properly, everything works. But when he runs merge now, he gets that message. And I am not seeing that on mine, so. And he said D7 and D7II are on the same system in case that causes a conflict issue, which I don't believe there should be any reason that would be.
I can, it's easy for us to wipe what's on your dcloud up there. If you believe that's a problem, you could start from scratch.
I don't think it's what's stored up there.
Okay.
Nick, what was the file that you said it's checking for that defunct error message?
I'm sorry, I'm getting a phone call. What? Defunct error message.
So the error message is saying D7II
Okay.
subscription inactive or unconfirmed, and the title dialog says defunct.
Okay. So that's
What was that? You said there was a file that is checking to see if it's been updated.
Yeah, the registration, the config, D7 registration.
So it's looking at this one. I'm seeing if I can try to reproduce it here.
One. What?
Reg settings.dat.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that one.
Let's actually just rename that. Yeah, so that's the message he's getting.
Okay.
And he's saying he's getting that on both his local system that he set everything up on D7 on, and on his SFX Mini when he tries to merge now. But it's only with defunct, it's not D7 doing it.
Right. Well, do you have a? Can we get a SF? Can we get a copy of this to see if?
So, can we get a copy of your? Would we just need that reg file, or do you want the whole SFX Mini option?
That'd be both. Be nice.
Okay. So, Shuk, if you can send us a ticket, you can either sign in on the portal and upload it directly. That would be a little bit more secure, or you can email it with those files attached to support@foolishit.com. Yeah.
Never mind. Sorry. But no, I don't know it.
If you can do those, then we'll be able to check more into see if we can determine why you're getting that issue. But it does look like it's going to be related to this file particularly. You can see it actually got recreated when defunct tried to check that. So. We'll check more into it from there. What was, you said you had a couple issues. What was the other one? Or if you had other ones? I'll reconfigure my D7 so we can look at it. No, that's the one that's special.
Awesome. I'm sorry. My call and voicemail from the post office.
Did you get your tank in yet?
No, I won't be getting it.
Oh, okay.
The post office claimed delivery, but it wasn't. They claimed delivery the day after I ordered it. It was.
Wow.
It was.
Delivery.
It said Rhode Island created shipping label 6:30 p.m. or some p.m. really, and it arrived and was supposedly in my mailbox 4:47 p.m. the following day. Was not, and I got mail that day. It wasn't in the mail. Neither was a note saying go to the post office or mass. And I kind of think it's almost like a personal vendetta because of the last time I complained of the post office because they refused to walk up my driveway because it's too steep to drive their cars. And they have a package that's too big for my mailbox. So then they take it back to the post office. But the thing is that they say it's been delivered, and I get the notification that says it's delivered. And a lot of times I'll get the notification. This is the other thing. I'll get the notification that says it's delivered, and I'll check it, and it'll say it's delivered to a P.O. box. Well, I don't have a P.O. box, but I go to the post office, damn it, and it's not there. But it wasn't in my mailbox when I left the house either, so where is it? And Then like I'll go back home and like, a couple hours later, it'll be there. Out to eat or something, come back, and it'll be there. How, I don't know. Happens a lot. I hate the USPS, man. They can't do anything right around here. They're lazy, lying thieves.
Okay. The message for the
We'll
day.
definitely be getting more packages in the future with that.
Well, in my previous complaint to the USPS, detailing these issues, I requested email contact only, and I requested that they someone call me, that not locally, not from the local post office, right? That's what I was expecting anyway. But certainly, certainly I received like 3 or 4 like sort of irate sounding phone calls from the local post office after that last complaint. So anyway.
So you're saying they're not going to get a Christmas card this year?
Well, I'm just happy I got it. At least I got a call from somebody that looks like they're in Raleigh, maybe.
Okay. By the way, got a little distracted, but Shook added some more information in there for us.
Yeah, I was waiting on the rant to end. So he had a question. He thinks it may be related to his other stuff. And actually, before we get on that, he said he's with you, Nick. He took a trip recently for almost 2 months, did hold mail, came back, no mail. Went to both local post offices, and they said, we have nothing. Online USPS said hold was done, and yes, mail will be delivered the day after a return. Nope. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
That's government for you, though. Anyway, he was talking about his programs being stored on his FTP not working. He thinks it may be related to the scripts not being pulled over, so he doesn't want to look fully into it. But I don't have an FTP to test with, and I am kind of interested in that setup as well.
Yeah.
You can test with. Can't you test?
No, we can use the cloud drive.
Yeah, for that. Yeah.
Just create an account on it.
Well, I don't want to go through and set all that up right here.
We already have an account. You know what the account is. It's in OneNote.
But
what do you need to test on that FTP?
Well, creating a custom app and having that custom app download using this FTP path or FTP file name section. So you want to check this box to download from an FTP path.
I haven't seen your screen, sorry.
It's okay. So if you want to create a custom app and store an exe on your FTP and then use it, we believe it's supposed to be so that you have the path under so you have the home directory if you just place it in the home directory of that FTP user, or if you put it in a path. And this is where we're not quite sure on, is if you put the file name here, or if you put it here as well, or if you just put it as this.
I gotcha.
So if you can test that out and see what you get with your FTP downloading, it would actually be nice for us to know for sure how that's supposed to work.
I'm on it.
Alright, I need to throw this away. And get that. So Shuk, we are going to check into that because we need to know as well. So we may not finish it on today's show, depending on how Proctor's setup goes. But if not, we'll at least report back on it and let you know what we found there, so that we can confirm those things are working. And definitely, if you do any more testing on your side, let us know. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask and let us know. We'll be more than happy to stay a little while longer here and answer those. But we are past our hour for the day, so.
I am stoked about the
Kill them all thing?
yeah, about the code, maybe rewriting the crypto prevent beta program filtering module.
I am excited about that as well. That will be very nice. What did I just do?
Does anybody want to answer Shook's question?
Yeah, why don't you answer it?
I don't know the answer.
We've gone over it in our training sessions for D7. It is actually holding control down. And if you're on one that has user account control, you actually don't have to hold control down until you hit yes here.
You're not sharing your screen anymore.
And actually, I don't think I'll be able to do it since I have control set as my master virtual machine thing here. If it does it on this one.
Does your FTP have to be anonymous?
Shouldn't.
Okay. What credentials does it use?
The same thing you have set up in your FTP.
Okay.
Oh, that was bad. I started up kill them all automatically. I'm glad it started into safe mode. Dang it. Nick, are you still there?
Yeah.
It is controlled to start up for safe mode, right?
I believe so.
So when I started mine up, it started up kill them all, apparently, and started in regular mode. It started kill them all in step mode, which is nice because I ran this on my main system since control is set for my VirtualBox key. And right now I'm having to click through no on all of the kill them all processes that it wants to kill. Jeez, I have a lot of freaking chrome.exes running.
What are you referring to, Brantley, exactly? What program?
D7II starting up in safe mode.
Okay, D7II.
It was shift for the original D7, and it was changed to control with the introduction of the D7II safe mode interface. The reason I question it is because when I started up on my main machine here, it started kill them all in step mode. The d7II in full mode.
Why did it do that?
I'm not sure. That's why I questioned it.
Well, format your machine.
No, I'll just change the key on my virtual box. Has nothing to do with my machine at that one. But I have to
Key on your virtual box?
I have the escape key set as control. So to get out of the virtual machine. I don't know if it will let me change that while I have.
Just use the other control key. But you can't. There's.
It gave me nothing with that one.
Really?
Yep. So we'll share my screen again here once it starts back up.
Yeah, mine gives me the startup options, and I use left control in the virtual box because I just have the default mapping where right control leaves.
All right. Let's see here. Because I thought I was holding that one. Maybe I wasn't. Yeah, no, it did give me that. So yeah, it's holding control gives you this startup menu here. And that should allow you to boot into the safe mode, or you can start with system modes, and you can disable, enable your configs, downloads, and things of that nature. Jump right into your d7II config.
For permanent changes, if you need to make them.
So yeah, it used to be shift for D7, now it is control.
I should also note this screen allows you, you click through it, but if you just close that, it will also ask you to end session, so that's always an option there,
Awesome.
If you had had someone with an issue, I forget why, but they couldn't, there was some problem with D7, they needed to end the session, and it wouldn't start right or something.
So live Kill 'em All helped him with a real customer, and Kill 'em All just gave him control back of the system, so now I can fix and find the malware. He wants to thank us for that. He wants to know, what did Kill 'em All kill? When you ran Kill 'em All with the old D7 version, it gave you a list of processes that it killed. Those do not get logged anywhere, so you would have had to check that list when you killed those processes. And that would have shown up under the visible processes tab. So I'll show again here. So with the old version of Kill 'em All, you have to check and see, because you can see when you first start it here, it doesn't have anything except whitelist listed. Then when you hit start Kill 'em All, it lists the processes that it kills here, and if any suspicious files or process skipped. You used control at startup. It killed what it killed. I have control now, but I don't know what it killed. What?
That one doesn't log anything. I mean,
Alright, so he did that one. If you started that, you should have a kill 'em all window still, and it would show you what it killed. So if you did startup and kill 'em all, it still gives you that window so that you can review it. So that should probably still be in the background here. I'll start it up again so we can see that happening. So yes. Got the start mode, system mode with kill 'em all, start D7. And this window comes over top of it, but you can see right here we got a list that says it shows what it killed. Correct. Visible processes is what it killed, because these were processes it was able to see, so it's visible to kill 'em all. It doesn't sound correct, that's why it's been updated in kill 'em all v5. Yep. So visible processes is what it killed. Processes skipped were ones that it wasn't able to kill, probably due to access violations. Some of your antivirus end up in that category. Suspicious files are ones that it may have just found but may not have been running that it thinks are bad. Yep. But hey, if you run through d7II now and you get the system clean and it doesn't have an issue going forward, then you got it cleaned off. Kill 'em all just made it so you could do that. Which that should probably be the outcome if you're going through everything and cleaning it all off. So cool, all right. Anything else? Tyler, come correct, Shook, RTM Tech?
I have some information about the FTP thing.
Yeah, shoot for it.
Give me 2 minutes. They didn't say for some reason.
Okay. So Proctor's got some more info on the FTP config setup, so we can make sure that that's going through. And we'll see how that goes.
All right, I'm going to share my screen.
Go for it.
All right, can y'all see that?
Yep.
Okay. in the configuration for downloading from the FTP path, you
Hold on a sec. It looks like the stream may have gone down.
Okay.
Maybe it's still good.
Okay. What you need to do is exclude the name of the FTP server and / the directory where your download is located, and then you do need to include the file name at the end. And then I have my file name over here, and it will download.
Now, is that going off the home directory for the FTP user, or?
Yeah, that's off the home directory for the user. Yes.
Okay. And that's under your FTP setup, whatever user you have logging in. You don't have to show that on there. But you have the FTP user set up in the server's FTP setup, and that user, whatever their home directory is, these are the folders and paths under that.
That's correct. Okay. And I was not able to download something in the root of the home user's folder. I had to put it in a subfolder.
Okay, good to know. That is very helpful there. So that is possibly where it was coming from. You can't have it in the root. You have to have it in there. And he said the FTP stuff is working from his local lab PC setup. Didn't work when he tried it on a remote system. Probably test again. It may have something to do with connecting to the FTP portion of that, because those local configs are all going to be pulled over as expected. So that shouldn't change. It would only be the connectivity between your FTP and that system. So, cool, awesome. Thank you for testing that out, Proctor, and
yeah, no problem.
That for us. And he said he's set. He's so glad it's Friday. Oh wait. And awesome. So we'll end it today on that. Or did you all have anything else you wanted to say or talk about or do? Or I think we did a pretty good show today.
Certainly.
Had some new stuff come up.
Yep.
Found out about the possible crypto prevent beta filter thing, possibly coming out of beta even. Helped Shook with some d7II issues, and awesome, good show, good day. We didn't have Michael on his computer, so everything worked right with the show. So, Michael, if you want to go back to your computer and end the show, I think.
End it for us? You sure?
Wait,
once I can't restart it.
I'd like to say that everything worked during the show, but at 9 o'clock this morning, Michael was like, hex chat, logo. Will somebody please see if the live stream is working? I was like, Michael, you already started the show? It's 9 a.m. He's like, oh yeah, shoot.
I got a little distracted what time it was.
That should be recorded, so I'll review it and see if I should post it.
I think it should be posted.
Not my best one, but all right, I'm going to go ahead and end it, guys. Thanks, everyone, for joining us, and we'll see you
on
purpose this time
at 2 p.m.
Yep. Thanks, everyone. Later, Shook. Later, RTM Tech. Tyler, come correct.